So I want to welcome everyone to Pavla Haluskova's session, Connecting to Our Body Wisdom, Finding Our Inner Truth. And I want to take a moment to just introduce Pavla first as a friend and then as a professional. So Pavla has been one of my closest friends we've been resonance partners for coming up on 5 years. Every Tuesday evening, we spend time together. We have done countless contracts together, time travels, mini constellations. We have been through the depths of this and the beauty of this together. And she is so much a part of my heart and my brain, and I'm so grateful to get to introduce her. So Pavla is a guide on the path for intuitive feminine embodiment, utilizing yoga, meditation, spirituality, sound resonance, somatic art, body alignment, constellations, sacred contracts, time travel, and resonant language. Her calling is to serve the sacred feminine, which represents the connection to the part of our consciousness responsible for nature, intuition, and empathy, regardless of our gender. Her intuition and passion for deep spiritual work create a sacred space for embodiment of the soul. Pavla offers a variety of ways to connect with her work, including public and private classes, and at this moment, primarily with COVID, private classes, workshops, retreats, spiritual counseling and teaching in festivals and conferences. Her classes are a full spectrum of mindful components, including asana, mantra chanting, pranayama, intuitive dance, energy work, tantric yoga, philosophy, and meditation. Her passion is to lead her students towards self-realization so that they ultimately will experience union with themselves, the world around them, and the universe at large. And it's my pleasure to get to hand it over to Pavla, who's my playmate in the depths of all this healing work and in the experience of life. Thank you.
Thank you, Jaya. I just have to give me 1 second. I want to see everybody actually, because last year I was really sad that I didn't do that. And it took me a whole year to keep thinking about that I missed the moment to actually see the people because I didn't know I can actually look at everyone. I thought I have to keep looking only at the first screen. And so I'm just gonna take a second to see who is here and just say hi and welcome everybody, because I really, really was missing that last time. It's so nice to see your faces. Thank you for coming, taking time out of your day to be here. Hi. Lovely. Oh my God, I love to see your faces. This is very nice to see. I always realize how much I miss it. I don't know until I see it, how much I miss people. Okay. So welcome everybody. I was thinking about our session, and as I planned for this summit, I thought that I'm gonna choose this topic because it resonates with me so deeply, and it's the fundamental that I do at my work with people. It's to focus on embody their bodies and understanding their emotions inside of their body, and exploring what else is behind those emotions and feelings that we have. And this particular theme, connecting to our body's wisdom and to find that inner truth through that dive in, came from a particular moment in life when I was actually thinking about our summit situation and session. And I would like to actually share that my little life story with you, what happened and what came through as I've been preparing for all of us to go on this journey. And so what I would like for us to imagine we're gonna do through this session is that I would like to open with like a space that it's gonna create a little bit more ceremonial space. So we kind of enter our own ceremony and enter our own journey. And then we'll tune in. And I like to call this body attunement meditation that I'll teach you. Very simple, and you've done it many times, but we'll do it consciously, and we'll consciously use it in the rest of our practices that I would like to explore with you today. And then what we'll do is we're gonna draw our own life story. And so for that section, you might would like to have a pen and paper, because we'll be drawing stuff down. You don't have to do anything, honestly. If you don't want to do anything, don't feel pressured. This is only invitation. What would be the possibility, and we'll use that modality. And then as we draw our life story, I'm gonna tell you my story, and I will explain the resonance and the self-resonance and the depth of this work. Why is it so powerful for us, and why it's changing us? So I will explain you in that session and in that practice what it's actually this work about. And then if we have enough time, I will put you to maybe a breakout rooms that we might experience a little mini constellation. And that will be later, and I would show you the demo and how we would do it and what we do if there's enough time for it. So we'll explore that as well. And then we'll just have time for questions and wrap up, and we'll close together, and we'll close our space again at the end. The whole time, as I'll be speaking, I would like to ask you, I'm always going to invite you to ask the question in the chat. I don't think I'll pay attention, honestly, to the chat, just because, I mean, it's too much for me to track. So Jaya is tracking and Sandy is tracking. So both of those girls will let me know if you post something important that it's burning. But I will also ask you, as we go in and out from the process and we work together, I will ask you, does that make sense? Do you have any questions? And then we'll, you can feel free to ask in that moment what's bubbling up for you. So any questions? Is this clear? Does that sound interesting to you? Okay. So what I would like to start with, I actually brought my guitar, and I'm gonna play for you a little bit, and we're gonna open with a gentle meditation so we can set the tone for our session. So as I play, I hope you will hear me well. Hopefully it should work. It should work well. So I would like, if you want, to close your eyes and invite you to that space of your own internal feeling and space and body. And if you don't want to close your eyes, you can watch and you can just explore and observe. Take a deep breath. Awesome. Thank you, Jonathan. And just remind yourself that there's nowhere to rush, and that we have time to explore what's happening internally inside of us. And that actually, in order for us to truly feel, the mind needs to calm down. And it comes down through various ways. And like tuning to our bodies, coming to be aware of our own breath, slowing down, and taking our time is one way. So I'm gonna invite you to your own ceremony, that this life's journey that you are on, it's yours to explore. And it belongs to you. And you have all the rights to feel exactly what you need to feel and to want exactly what you want and to long for exactly that your heart is longing to explore in this lifetime. Take a deep breath. Take a breath into your heart. And as you exhale, exhale deeply through your feet into the earth and let go the tensions. Let go the feelings that holds you back from feeling the truth, the beliefs that doesn't allow you to feel you. Since you're in this state and place, stay there for a little bit longer if you can. And I'm gonna walk you through that body attunement meditation. And I like to call this out as a exercise, as something that we use as our own tool to move through life and through everyday interaction. And in order to know what is true for us, we have to know how we feel. What is our body feeling? What is our feeling and what we bring to the space or to the situation or the conversation or interaction or creation. So this attunement will just explore our sensations, and we'll start with our sensations in the body. And we'll start at the top of the head and just check in with the top of the head, the crown of the head. What's there for you alive as a sensation? And sensation can be anything like, cold, hot, tingling, itchy, prickling, pain, burning, pressure, tension. And ultimately, we have the sensations. They are like everywhere inside of our body. Every part of our body has sensation. It actually feels and express something to us. And it's such a beautiful moment when we start to tuning in to realize that we might don't feel some parts of ourselves. Or maybe there are some information that start to arise that we haven't even known they there. Or we might get tuned in to the ones that they all the time there. So as you're starting at the crown of the head, see what's there for you, and then you can slide the attention to your eyes and see how you're doing with your eyes, your eyelids, the back of your head. And then check in with your face, your jaw, then your lips, your tongue, the back of your neck, the front of your neck, and then your shoulders. Back of your shoulders, that's where the back of the heart is. And then front of your chest. The rib cage covers our hearts. So actually, if you want to touch somebody's heart, you touch the back of their back. It's way closer to their heart, the organ heart, not the energy of the heart. And then slide that attention to your belly and solar plexus and what needs to be seen there for you in this moment. Is there something that it's not being seen or felt by you? Something that needs to be acknowledged, and it might be suppressed, or we might be disconnected from it. And don't try to change it, just be aware and welcome everything. Whatever is there, it's perfect. It's information. We're just learning about ourselves this moment, at this moment. And then check in with your belly and your lower belly, your lower back even. Then your genitals, we can hold and clench a lot of energy there that we are not willing to let go, especially when we really deal with survival situations or feelings of some kind of unease and threat, sense of belongings and stuff like that. We hold it in. So see if you can, what's happening there for you. Just acknowledge where we at. And then see what happens in your legs, your thighs, the back of the hamstrings. It's so funny, in back of the hamstrings hold so much tension. It can hold so much tension. Doesn't have to be in everybody, but some of our bodies do. Our knees, our feet, our ankles, the feet and the hands too. Check out what's happening in your arms and your forearms and your fingertips and even your nails. If you can feel your nails or your toes. And just take a note how you feel. And this is the introduction to you that you bring into the space from now on. And this internal reality changes all the time. And some stays. And so what we do, we just pay attention and we learn about ourselves more. I do this all the time. Like seriously, before all the time, I go in and check. And it becomes easier and easier as you practice it. It becomes part of what you do and part where your attention naturally goes to. So take a couple more breaths here just to, I'm gonna stay silent. And then whenever you're ready to open your eyes, you can open your eyes and come back to us again. So you can see that you are in a room with other people. And if you only see me, then you are in a room with me, but there are other people too. And now I want you to see, once you look at each other, pay attention what has shifted inside of yourselves when you enter a space and start to interacting with the field, with the space. So now check in internally and go back to that place of the attunement and see what has changed and how you have been changed by these people presence. Because we are changed by other humans. We are changed by situations. And we are also changed by interactions, by conversations, and also by imagining to access our dreams. And so that's what I would like to invite you now to explore your life's dream. And by life's dream, I mean something that is with you, that you feel if somebody asks you what it is that you were born for, why are you living? What is the meaning of your own life to be here on this planet? And I know this is a fundamental question. We ask this all the time. And some of us, we know, some of us we don't, and some of us we keep changing, as we go. And it's an exploration. But I'm wondering what that would be for you if you can just tune in. One question: why did you come here? Why do you think you came here to this life? What is so important? And if you don't make it in this life and figure this thing out, then it might feel like it will cost you something. Like it's something that drives your life, that you do everything that you do in your life for these things to actually experience it or get it or be it or feel it or have it. And I'm gonna show you my story and we'll do this exercise together. And I somehow hope that it will make sense. And I will explain a little bit of my story, and I would invite you to keep drawing your story as I'm drawing my story, and we go in and out. So I might be talking a little bit, and then I'll let you work, and we work together, and hopefully it's gonna work. So I'm gonna draw. This is because Pavla is not into technology. So this is how I'm gonna roll, okay? So I'm gonna draw like this. Bear with me. So I'm gonna ask you to draw your life, like life story. And I'm gonna draw mine as a line. So I'm gonna just show you, and you can do what I'm drawing, or you might go completely in your own way, what feels right to you to draw your life story. So I'm life journey. So I'm gonna draw my life journey, my life. Now I'm gonna draw Pavla in my life journey, okay? So where I think I'm in my life journey, I'm probably like somewhere here. So I'm gonna draw Pavla's body and Pavla on her life's journey. So I think I'm like maybe here somewhere. And so you can draw, if you're really skilled in drawing, draw, the figures, how it feels right. I'm gonna be very simple here. And so as you draw your body, where you are in space in your life, draw or write like two or three of those sensations that you had felt that you bring to this place when we did the attunement meditation, what was the feelings, what was the sensation you felt in your own body that, comes with you on your journey. If you have 7, write 7 if you want, but if you have 1, then write 1. If you have nothing, write nothing. I got no sensations. Also valid information. So I'm gonna write mine too. Okay. So this is where I am right now in my life in this moment. Now I'm gonna ask you to write or draw where is your inner truth or that life purpose that you came here to experience. When is this longing of your heart that you're trying to do everything you possibly can to manifest it or create it or experience it. And you can write what it is if you want to for you, so you know what it is, and put like notes there, or you just draw pictures, figures, whatever. I'm not sure what it is for you. So I'm gonna put names under my circles. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write, so this is my inner truth. I'm gonna call it inner truth. But it's, we'll keep working on that. But just write what it is. And my one dream, so now I'm gonna tell you a little bit of my story. So if somebody would ask me, what is Pavla's life dream and goal, why she's here? Since I was like 6 or something, very young, I felt I came here to have a very meaningful relationship. So I'm looking for this relationship that is something resonant. And then I've got 2 actually. So I have another one. So that's why I got 2 little dots here. My second would be, I came here to figure out my life's work and how to work and offer my gifts, and these gifts that I think they are beneficial to serve community. So I'm gonna put their life's work, Pavla's life's work. So this is my mission. I'm on a mission, and since 6, so I'm gonna acknowledge that I am 6 years old, Pavla. So this is my past that she already processed, she already went through, and she already brings stuff from the past. But this would come from 6-year-old Pavla, this longing of my heart. It's relationship and it's life's work. And I do everything I possibly can in my life. All my energy targets these 2 places. How I can figure this out. Because it has certain feeling that I wanted to feel in these 2 situations when I'm experiencing them. So I'm searching for the feelings in those 2. So if you have them, write them down and let me know if you need more time or if you kind of in it. So draw your life's dream that you're trying to achieve. And for me back then, because it changed, that's my whole point, but it changed recently. So until recently, I think I would die for these 2 to make these happen. So now what I would like for you to do is, as you bring your life's dream into the space, what is your body doing and how it's responding to knowing that you can look at this thing in front of you. You start to acknowledge that your dream exists and it's part of who you are and it's part of your mission. And I wonder how your body responds to it. And it can respond to it through more sensation. So we can feel frightened. That's more like feeling. So sensation could be more tension. It could be like closed throat. I don't want to speak. I don't want to, I'm frightened because if I do my life's work, I would have to show up and I would have to speak to people, right? So I'm gonna maybe close my throat if it's a problem for me, for example. And so I'm gonna pay attention to the sensations. But now I'm gonna invite you too, because your feelings might arise as well with those sensations, and you might actually have a feeling around this situation. And you might say, well, if I imagine that I'm gonna do my life's work, I would have to stand and show up and present in front of people, and I am frightened. And I wish I don't ever have to do that, but I wanna do the life's work. So how can I work with those two situations, those two opposites inside of myself? And so what we do, acknowledge and write it down, your body, feelings, and sensation and emotion, and what are you saying? Why can you have what you came here to do? I'm not good enough. Every time I tried, you know how many times I've tried to do this? And you know how many times I failed? And people didn't show up and they were not appreciative, and I don't want to give anything anymore. I actually gave up. Things like that. I don't know what arises for you. You might have very different story in your mind. So go with your story, obviously. But it's a very valid story. We need to acknowledge our own story. And as we acknowledge these protests inside of ourselves, that's when we've been working this whole summit to learn how to do the work with them. We acknowledge the sensation and the feelings, and then we see what's underneath. Maybe it's too far out in front. Maybe it's too far out in front of me.
Kuna is wondering, she said, I don't understand the two lines in the heart. And I explained that the heart symbolized the heart's longing.
Yeah.
And that these for you, your mission connects to your heart.
Uh-huh.
And then I asked if it made sense. And Karuna says, maybe that makes sense. It's too far out in front.
Oh.
I'm just trying to survive and have only a couple of connections.
Oh. Okay. So thank you so much for sharing this. And so I would like to invite, if that feels like, for example, something that is too far out, impossible yet to even think about it, you can also place there unknown or impossible dream. And you can stay with that and acknowledge. And I like to actually do, these are my lines that I did. You don't have to draw them in your picture. I'm just showing you my process. But what I like is that I like to draw these lines on our journey. So if this is impossible dream for Pavla, So I acknowledge and I check in with the sensation in the body and how that feels to me, to imagine that I actually have something inside of me that it's completely unreachable. How that feels. Do I feel small? Do I feel like I disappearing, like I'm floating away? Do I feel heavy? Then I go to my emotions and I acknowledge that if I feel heavy or I'm disappearing, then that brings emotion of I'm frightened that, like, actually I'm gonna use your example when you said, I just need to survive right now. And so write that down. I just need to survive. Or your sentence, but use the word survive. And then we go and we use, which we'll actually do, let's just move to that now, that if you wrote down a couple things for your sensations and for your emotions and feelings, you can say to those, you can say Pavla's body, because my body is affected. I'm gonna put it up again. So I imagine impossible dream or my dream. My body is affected. It's affected, it's impacted by this pursuit that Pavla also came here to do. It's also part of her journey. So I go back and I say, what is my body feeling? So I go, Pavla's body, do you need acknowledgement for the fear that comes up every time you dare to think about your dream? Do you feel blocked, stuck when you even imagine to make that step towards my dream? And sometimes when we acknowledge, the acknowledgement doesn't land fully. And so sometimes we need to, in this process, we want to be acknowledged, and sometimes we want to be understood. And so if the acknowledgement doesn't land in your body, and by landing in your body, you will know what it's landing in your body if your body relaxes. If those sensation changes. That's why the sensations, it's very important part to keep checking in, because they are our guidance. If it's working, if it's not working, what we're doing. So if acknowledgement doesn't work, we can do, we can try the understanding. So we can say something like, Pavla, would it be sweet? I like that sentence. You might say different sentence, but I love to say that. Pavla, would it be sweet if Pavla understood, if people in Pavla's life understood, if they would understood how difficult this step towards her dream is? And would it be sweet to know that they fully understood how many times she tried and she failed? And that actually lands kind of quite well in my body right now to just say that. So see if those two lands, and what is happening in this process. I'm actually gonna stop and then I'll talk. I just give you a couple of seconds to do that. So see if acknowledgement or understanding works with your sensation or emotions. And maybe tell me if you can tell me somebody, or Jaya, tell me what's going on so I can see and talk to people. Like I kind of want to know.
We're doing great. Someone says,
I'm doing great. Nice. That's nice to hear.
no, someone says,
How people are doing? Are people doing great too? Or?
someone says, so helpful to connect with the sensations I'm experiencing, learning to be with myself.
Yeah. Lovely. So happy to hear. Because I actually think that this part somehow even though we know it, we miss it quickly. And why I would like to spend time with this process is because I feel some of us, especially like, from my work, when I'm working with my clients, I can see how quickly they can skip to their minds, to the visions, what they see. I say, what are you feeling in your body? And they say, I see. It's fascinating. Immediately, it goes to seeing. There's nothing wrong with seeing images, and that is also a beautiful process. And we can use that as a part of our process. But it's just interesting to watch and acknowledge that maybe connecting to our body is just not natural, or we might have a contracts in our place that we should never connect to our bodies, or we should not even know that body exists or trust our bodies. I mean, there is a lot to work with, this concept to connecting to our bodies. So be very gentle and acknowledge every truth that arises, because it's so important to acknowledge every single step on this journey. If we cannot connect to our bodies, there's a reason. Validate your own process, please. Don't dismiss it. That you should do something or be somewhere else. So then the next step, my whole point actually of this was shocking to me. So I do want to share this because I thought it was brilliant. So I'm walking all my life with this belief since 6. If you ask me, Pavla, what you want, I'm here to, create my business and find my love. That it's, very, very deep, intimate connection. I'm walking outside thinking about our summit. And so I had to walk to process fast, a lot of emotions. So I'm walking fast and I'm asking that question. I said, Pavla, what need you are actually fulfilling by longing for this? What it is that if you would imagine that you would get exactly, or even maybe something that you cannot even imagine yet, if you would find it and get it and figure out and find that perfect match or relationship that you desire, and then figure out the work that exactly delivering and working with people, how that just like enlightens you and that serves, and that how you want to share, what would that actually fulfill inside of you? What needs is behind this? And that brings me to that next line, which are needs. And what it came to me as the answer. And I want to emphasize this like really, really powerfully, because I stopped on my walk and I drop into my body to look for the answer. I drop into the body to find the answer inside of my body, not inside of my mind. And what I've got was a felt sense of feeling that aroused from within my soul, or I don't know, I call it soul. It could be whatever you want to call something inside of you that you tap into when you just simply deeply get full body experience of that truth. And what I've got, it was experience. It was I live my answer through my own felt experience, which was, I realized if I would fulfill the needs for my business and for my or life's work and for my partner, I was actually looking for a true, real connection. But like connection with the whole planet, and the cells in my body started to vibrate with the waters and the oceans in this planet. And I became part of this ecosystem as part of one cell of this beautiful planet Earth and this whole galaxy. And there was no separation. And it was experience that came through my body. And it's an experience, or I as I'm saying it, I know we say that, I've said that many times in my mind, oneness. It's all about oneness. It's all about connecting, all of these things we say. I said that many times, but I have never felt that. If that makes any sense. And I was very interesting to share this moment with you to understand that the depth of the body and the truth of our own truth, it's experience. It's a feeling. It's not an idea that you have to do it right, or you have to guess the right empathy guess, or you have to know exactly all of these things, because the truth, it's actually fully available and we can experience it if we drop in. I'm gonna stop and take a breath because I feel like I wanna keep going to a million places. And so when I realized and felt what I felt, my live stream actually suddenly became another part that I didn't know about that existed. And why I think this is important as an information in our life journey to work with and process is because I actually served really different purpose. And all of my life's energy went to fulfilling different desire and need than what I truly was seeking. And I have not been actually successful, honestly, because it was not what I truly longed for. So it doesn't work quite. It works maybe a little bit, but it doesn't fully fulfill what I was longing. And so from that moment, when I experienced this thing, like right here, what happened, actually, I started to realize that I will serve, well, this connection, it's actually serving me. And I have something that I'm tapping into to support my life, my body. And from this here, I am able to create my dream from really different place. So I'm just gonna say, please tell me if this makes any sense, if this is helpful. I don't know right now where we at. Okay, I just see some heads nodding.
Right, your words impact me. That our answers to these profound questions can be experienced in the body if we drop in.
Okay, that makes me actually, thank you so much for saying that, because it's meaningful.
Do you want more, or are you good?
You give me a couple more, please. Yeah, I can relax a little bit.
Someone says, a lot of the things that I deeply longed for as a child would indeed be fulfilled on my own when fulfilling my purpose in this carnation. It feels intense though, and because it's so strange to me, it makes me want to run or cry. Mm-hmm. Someone writes, gifts of feeling seen, known, understood. Step by step on the path to this dream. Makes complete sense, is profound. Someone says, the body knows if we can trust it.
Right.
Feel heart expanding, enveloped in rainbow rays of luminous light. Yes, learning it is learning it is trying to guide my inner self to get there, being open to the new gift. So a mix between pain and expansion is what I'm reading in the chat.
Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing. That makes me feel connected. You're fulfilling part of my dream. Lovely. Okay, so I would like for you now look at your own life's journey, and I'm gonna give you a little time, and maybe I'll play guitar while you like with your own thing, and you can. I would like for you if you can ask your need. You know, I mean, you can ask your life's dream, but what is driving you behind? What is the need behind that you actually want what you want? And remind yourself that there's nothing wrong with anything you want. You can want whatever you want. Your heart wants what it wants, and that's done deal. So honor your desires. And so maybe spend some time with that and see if something else comes as a feeling. If it comes, and if it doesn't, maybe something else comes, and acknowledge the sensations or emotions or ideas. And so we'll take 2 minutes. I'm gonna let you be with your own place, and I'll just play the guitar so we can tune in and relax a little bit. Okay, so tell me what's going on. If you want to share anybody something, if you got something new, maybe a little different, deeper. You want to share or not, it's okay not to share. Don't feel pressured, but if you have something, permission to have and enjoy, maybe. Jaya, why are you laughing?
Oh, I'm smiling. Someone says, thank you for your energy, vibration, gift of music adds depth of feeling. So I was actually just feeling tremendous love for you, is what was happening for me.
I love you too. So much. Okay, so just for the time, I would like to move on for the next part, but before we'll do that, I just would like to say, we're learning a lot of things, and the science of the brain and the modalities and the tools that we use, I find it very important for my brain. Like, I like to know, I like to get it, I like to know. And so I study a lot. But there is a moment when we know, we have the chance to let it go. It's almost like we drop it and we go into the body again. So I want you to know, whatever we were learning throughout this whole summit and your life journey, I think that tuning in and acknowledging one after another, it's the place where the mind starts to relax and calm down, and we have access. We have more access of our bodies, and then the bodies start to trust us, because we start to do better listening. We start to have a conversation. We go back and forth. We go, how do you feel? What's going on? It's like a friendship. It's actually like another very intimate relationship that we're building. And so when the body, the body speaks through feelings and sensations. So we have to pick up on these cues, because that's a conversation. And so we start to acknowledge. And when we acknowledge, the mind relaxes. The amygdala finally lets go of the panic and of the survival, like our friend was saying earlier. And then, and then we can go back into the body relaxes. So please keep acknowledging, even if it feels weird. Just say, do you need acknowledgement that this whole thing feels weird? Even that, it's plenty. If nothing else comes, it doesn't always have to be super deep. It can be very superficial, and you just go from superficial to somewhere else, and the body gives you more and more information. So that's why I felt like I wanted to do this part, for all of us to actually have a taste of how to do the process and truly feel. So the next moment, I would like, if it's possible, I'm gonna ask Sandy, if we can do breakouts. Can we do breakouts? So if you don't wanna be in breakout, you know what to do. I think you put the equal sign, or whatever the name is, equal sign. And so if you wanna be in those breakouts room, what we'll do, I'm actually gonna demonstrate it for you. So quickly I'm just gonna start demonstrating. So Jaya, maybe can I use you as a demo? Is it too much?
No. I'm just gonna take something real quick. I'll just say it out loud instead. If you don't want to be in a breakout room, rename yourself with an equal sign. If you don't know how to do that, send Sandy a message. And now I can be your demo partner. I
want you in your breakout room to look at your relationship with your body and your relationship with your inner truth. So Jaya is gonna be my demo person, and I'm gonna say, Jaya, are you willing to be my body? She says yes. So I'm gonna say, what I want for both of us to tune into our sensations, so we know what we're doing, especially the one who is demonstrating and taking the role and the representation. Please tune in, so you know what is you and what is the Pavla's body in this case.
It's 5 o'clock.
Okay, my person talking.
We got a good timekeeper.
Okay. This is the bizarrest thing ever. So I'm gonna say, Jaya, please tune in. And then when she has her own sensations, she kind scan them. I'm gonna ask her, or she can step in and say, I am Pavla's body.
I'm Pavla's body.
So she took that representation on. Yeah. And I'm gonna just listen, and I'm gonna wait until she's ready, and she will tell me how she feels and what kind of sensation or feelings she has when she step into the body.
Yeah, as soon as I stepped in, there's like a pain at my solar plexus a little bit. And like it kind of creeps into my heart a little bit. And I notice my feet are very planted on the ground.
Oh.
But so much of my attention goes to my solar plexus area.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Cool. So now I'm gonna ask my body, would you like some acknowledgement for the tension that you feel in your solar?
Mhm. And it moves a little bit, but it still stays. It moves a little out of my heart and down into my solar plexus only.
So does Pavla's body need acknowledgement for also for the tension, how much it's holding?
Yeah. I mean, what I want to respond is like, I'm just trying so hard to just pool all my energy
To the
in
center?
one place. Yeah, to the center.
Yeah, it makes complete sense to me. So I get it. I understand what she's trying to say. So that would be for me like a simple exploration. Then I'm gonna ask her, Jaya, please release this role. I'll take it. Okay.
No, go ahead. You can take what's yours.
Yeah. So you're gonna tell your person, I'm gonna release you from your role. I'll take what is mine and I leave you with what is yours.
Okay.
Okay. So now I'm gonna say thank you. And I'm gonna say, Jaya, would you be willing to be my inner truth or my life's dream? She's working.
No, I'm adding that I'm becoming your inner truth, just for the demo. There we go. Okay.
And so what I'm gonna do, so once she checks in again, sensation, so she knows what she is right now, where she's at. And then once she's ready, she's gonna say, I'm Pavla's inner truth.
I'm Pavla's inner truth. Mhm.
And I'm gonna just say, so how you feeling in Pavla's inner truth? Is there something you would like to share with me, with Pavla?
Yeah, but my attention goes up. I notice my eyes want to be closed, but I'm feeling everything around me. Like there's fibers connecting me, and my attention goes up. And I notice my shoulders relax.
Oh.
And there's a little quiver in my heart.
Oh.
But I'm breathing deeply.
And do you feel connected to Pavla? Do you feel like Pavla is, I don't know, connected to you? Are you aware?
I feel connected to all things, and I feel like every single fiber that's coming out of me is Pavla.
Oh, lovely. Thank you. Thank you, inner truth. So I'm gonna say, I release you from your role. I'll keep what is mine and I'll keep you with what is yours.
And I receive it.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Jaya. So is this gonna be, Jaya, is this gonna be somehow in their breakout rooms? Like written down what they should do or no?
Yes, it's in the chat.
Thank
And
you.
when they're in the breakout room, you should be able to pull up the chat. Fine.
Okay. Thank you.
If you're on a cell phone, you may not see it once you move into the chat, and or once you move into breakout rooms. But you can ask your partner if they'll read it to you or help you follow along.
So let's just go, so 7 minutes. So let me think how much time we have. So 10 minutes, so 5 minutes each. 5 minutes each, 1 minute come back, so we have enough time. 10, 15 minutes. 15 minutes, that would be 5:20. Let's do 15 minutes. So 7 minutes each and 1 minute come back. And then what we'll do is, I want to ask before we'll go in if anybody has any question. Is this kind of like clear? You can ask anything. They may tell you stuff. It's just an information that you receiving from somebody else to step into parts of you. It might resonate, it might not resonate. All of it, it's cool. Just let it as it comes. I also wanted to do this exercise because I wanted you to experience how it feels to step consciously into different representation. So you know that actually you will feel differently when you are in the body, when you are in the truth. It's a different feeling. So I want you to have that experience too. So let's see how that goes. Yeah, so I think I'm complete. I'm complete, so you can send them out, or I don't know what to do next.
Okay, so I've created, if you've indicated with an equal sign that you do not wish to be in a breakout room, you will all be in this, what I've named the quiet room, and you can just hang out together with your cameras off and your microphones muted if you wish. If you have any issues while you're in the breakout room, just raise your hand or come back out and let us know. And if you find yourself alone, just hang out there for a minute while we'll see that here and we'll figure out something for you. Okay? Any questions? Here we go.
And everyone's back.
Everyone back?
Yeah, everyone's back.
Okay. Nice to see you again. So how was it? I think I would love to hear a couple, if you can put it in chat, just to maybe tell me if you had something that came up that was interesting to you or how it felt in a couple sentences. And maybe Jaya can read a little bit to me what's going on.
Sure. Yeah, someone says, that was wonderful. Needs met for being seen and for awe and beauty. Epic win. That was a wonderful connection. I feel so connected and loved. Beautiful. We both really tuned in. Needs met for my partner helping me fulfill some of my purpose. Loved it. Thank you. Such a helpful breakout. How do you be careful not to assume what the other person is feeling? Do you have any answer to that question? Do you want me to?
I think that you tune into the body. You just go back into the body, your body.
And I think you offer it as something without assuming. It's up to the other person to decide if it's true for them.
Are you asking me or are you answering, Jaya? Are you finishing my answer? Because
I'm finishing your answer.
yeah, that's what I would say. Lovely.
Someone says, beyond words, transcendent and lovely. Wonderful, impactful connection with some playfulness. That was amazing in capital letters. The sensations were so different when I was the body from when I was my partner's life dream. A special way of loving one another, someone writes. Once again, I am amazed, inspired, and in awe of how we are all one and can feel and speak for part of the universe. I thought, the part of the universe I thought was not me. So realizing their connection with the universe.
Oh.
It was an amazing experience. Intuition kicking in, needs met for hope. And then someone says shared reality.
Okay, thank you so much. This is lovely. I'm so glad. So I think just for the sake of the time, I really have to honor our timelines. So I think what I would like to do now, I'm just gonna recap, I guess, what we've done together and speak to why we did this. So we open with the intention. I feel intention is the most important things in our life, to set the intention for the process. And then it puts us in certain level of attunement and awareness, and also like commitment, it's our own truth, it's our own words, committing to that we're looking for, we're trying to create for ourselves, or find, or tune into. Then we explore the attunement body meditation that I use it all the time. I do it all the time before I enter difficult conversation, especially before I'm doing it throughout the difficult conversation. When I need to speak up, I always tune in. When I do the work as a constellation, when I'm working with people, this is what I do. And then I approach that field and see what comes. So I constantly check in. So hopefully you are more than invited to start to play with that in your everyday life and see how that feels to you. And then we draw the mini paper constellation, where we explore the process to connect to our dreams or longings today. But you can do this process with anything in your life. Use it for connection to your health or money or relationships or businesses, whatever. You can do it with anything. So it was just one way how we did it today. And then we explore the body and the inner truth with somebody else, and how it feels when somebody else reflects you back and they tap into you, and if it resonates, if it doesn't, and how that lands. And we just have a different point of view to reflect on. And so now we're here at the end, and I would like also, before we kind of close, say because I'm not technical, I prepared slides for you, but I cannot use the slides while I'm talking, because it feels to me that it disturbs my connection and attunement. But I have them, and I thought I would still like to give them to you if you would be interested to have them, because there will be information that I have not speaking about, but they are connected to the lecture that I designed them for us, and they are more like a conversation more than like a bullet point situation. But if you're interested to get those, you can email me. So I'm gonna, I think somebody's gonna maybe write down my email, and feel free to let me know if you want them, and I'll send them back to you. And if you would like to be added on my email list, maybe send a note with that, like, I wanna be on your email list and see what else you're doing. If you don't, not interested, no problem, I'll send them to you anyway. Just let me know what you want. And also, if you are interested to work with me in any ways, then you can also email me and let me know as well. And I think that's it from me. I have a feeling, I think I've said what I needed to say. Something
Thank you
else?
so much. Well, I've put Pavla's information so you can contact her in the chat. Sandy also put in a beautiful message about the slides there. So you can follow her on Instagram or on Facebook, and you can reach out to her for personal work. And she does constellation sessions. She does sacred vow and unconscious contract, somatic. And really the way that Pavla works is she weaves all these things together. So you just have to say, hey, I want to do a session, and whatever tool she needs, she'll pull it out. Yeah. So, and she does them by distance too, online. So you don't even have to live nearby. So with that, I really want to invite us, if folks are willing, if you had other needs met, I know we just shared kind of how that exercise touched us, but I really want to know if you were touched by Pavla's sharing, by the material here, by anything in this session. We'd like to invite you to add that to the chat, please. And then just a reminder to folks, I'll be, after the summit is over, someone just put something in the chat, so I'll respond. After the summit is over, I'll be sending out an optional contact list via the email, bssarahpayton.com email. And so you can also connect with each other, and you can do these kinds of mini constellation exercises where you become something. Pavla and I do it all the time together for each other. It's how we discover so much.
Yeah.
I would not be where I am without her, and I can't speak for her about me.
I totally would not be where I am without you, Jaya. I love you so much. And Sandy, I love you too. Thank you. We're doing so much work together all the time.
So I'll read a couple needs met and gifts received before we close. Gift of authenticity. Could we have a little music to send us off? This was beautiful and touching. I'm appreciating the thematics of your work. So touched by the music and how it invites the nervous system to relax and open. Liked your ease and authenticity and presence. Your music is so soothing. I want more. It's beautiful. And if you follow her on Facebook or Instagram, sometimes she posts beautiful music there too. And I put that in the chat. Again, the universe is screaming at me. Thank you for this divine journey today. Gift received of truth and love. Any last words from you, Pavla, before we hand over to Sandy to talk about the closing session?
Thank you so much for trusting your body to take you to be here in this place. And so we could share this moment together. And I truly appreciate every one of you, that I can also, because of you, find something else inside of me. So it is a space where we co-created something together, and I'm very grateful for this moment. And I hope you, and stay in touch. If you want to say hi too.
Thank you, Sandy. Bye, everyone. Thank you all
Bye.
those
Thank you.
purchasing, showing up, and co-creating this. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, see y'all soon.